It's definitely a little more choppy out here in the open water. You can see how there's like a lower level down there, like a basement. All right, let's go down. We're experiencing beautiful wildlife. Look at this guy right here. Wow, he's so close. Hey guys, this is Matt with 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. Today, I'm in Staten Island, New York City, and I'm headed out kayaking and exploring Hoffman and Swinburne Islands. Both islands are off in the distance behind me. All right, let's go ahead and get this kayak set up. All right, and we're paddling. It's a little bit overcast today. The high is going to be hovering around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is light and variable between 5 and 10 miles per hour. We just left South Beach in Staten Island, and we are headed to Hoffman Island, way off in the distance, straight ahead. We have a container ship way off in the distance on the left. And this morning, while I was getting set up, I saw 2 container ships go by. Hoffman and Swinburne Islands are pretty far out in the open water, and I want to be as safe as possible. The water temperature is probably in the mid-30s Fahrenheit. I'm wearing a dry suit, and I have neoprene gloves on right now. And this body of water that we're paddling in right now is the lower New York Harbor. Off in the distance, on the other side, is Coney Island and Gowanus Bay. So my plan is to get out to Hoffman Island, see if we can find a spot to land the kayak. And as long as we can find a spot to land the kayak, we're gonna get out and explore the island a bit. That's it, straight ahead, and way off to the right, that's Swinburne Island. Both of these islands are artificial islands, meaning they were man-made and they were made with landfill. And in the 1800s, these 2 islands were quarantine islands. But I'm gonna get into some more history as we get on the island. I'm gonna try to focus on paddling. All right, we're inching closer and closer to Hoffman Island. And I wanna let you guys know that you guys have left suggestions many times in the comments that I should come to Hoffman and Swinburne Islands. So you ask and you shall receive. So today is the day we are paddling out to these 2 islands, and I'm really looking forward to exploring a bit. One more thing that I think is important, that I'm so happy about, that I wanted to mention to you guys, is today, actually yesterday, was my 1-year anniversary on YouTube for 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. It's really exciting. I'm so happy you guys enjoy my videos. And if it wasn't for you guys watching my videos, this channel would be nothing. So I am grateful for every one of you guys that watches my channel. Looks like we have a makeshift old dock in front of us. And right here, guys, that's Hoffman Island. Bunch of seagulls on the dock. Now the challenge here is that it's a very rocky shoreline, so I need to find a spot that looks like we can land the kayak. So far I've just seen some seagulls, maybe a couple ducks, but not a wide variety of birds. And I just wanted to mention that it is not nesting season currently. Another makeshift dock over here. Big heavy duty cable hanging on it. All right, we're gonna try to paddle right through here. Try to figure out a spot to land the kayak. I think over here might work. All right, we made it, guys. Welcome to Hoffman Island. I'm gonna pull the kayak way up over here to the right. Yeah, I think this will work. We'll just leave it right here. All right, guys, let's go for a walk and explore a little bit. This island, guys, Hoffman Island, is 11 acres. There's a few places along the shoreline that you can't really access. So we're gonna have to get creative, probably do a little bit of bushwhacking through certain areas. Yeah, this is really thick. Let's see, I think we can go through here. This is really thick through here. All right, I think we found a spot to get through. All right, this is the other side of that dock. Here's a bunch of old bricks on the ground. Definitely some evidence of structures being here previously. Some more bricks over here. This is that smaller dock that we paddled past. Some type of manholes right here. And then I noticed this over here. Let's see if I can squeeze under here. It looks like a spot right here where you'd tie a ship off. Those are solid. So I've never been here before, and you guys are experiencing this with me for the first time. So I'm not familiar with this island. I'm just gonna wander around and see what we can find that's interesting. I am seeing lots of red bricks scattered about. All right, I believe here we're on the north side of the island. Actually, I'm sorry, the south side of the island. Maybe we'll walk along the shoreline here for a minute. You might notice I'm still wearing my PFD, but I took my dry suit off. I just figured if I fall somehow, land in the water, at least the PFD is gonna keep me afloat for a little bit. It would be really hot right now exploring with that dry suit on. All right, so way off in the distance over that way, that's Swinburne Island. That's where we're headed next. This is incredible. Coney Island is straight ahead across the water. So Hoffman Island was named after the New York City mayor and later New York governor, John Thompson Hoffman. So during the late 1800s and early 1900s, both islands were used as a quarantine station, housing immigrants who, upon their arrival at the immigrant inspection station at nearby Ellis Island, presented with symptoms of contagious diseases. It's incredible how many islands around New York City were quarantine islands. I'm looking at Swinburne Island off in the distance, and it looks like there's some old structures on that island. That's going to be really cool to check out. And then as we spin around here, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge is off in the distance, along with, you guessed it, the New York City skyline in the background. During World War II, the United States Merchant Marine used these islands as a training ground. It's incredible, all these boulders that they put in place around this island in order to create it. This over here is some kind of sewer drain that goes out to the ocean over here. I want to take a closer look. Alright, I'm just inside part of the island over here, and I wanted to see this. I thought maybe it was a headstone or something, but it's probably just like a concrete chunk from landfill, because this island is full of concrete. This area over here is nothing but concrete slabs just all broken up. Oh, look back here, guys. Steel rope. That looks really cool. Yeah, there's some areas that it's a little bit more open in the middle, but then there's spots where it's really thick. And lots of bushwhacking. All right, we're back to the exterior. We're just going to continue to work our way around the whole island. Some kind of metal pipe going straight down into the ground. And there's a concrete chunk with a metal post on it. And then over here, that's all another foundation. I find these islands around New York City so interesting. All right, this is really cool. This is a huge foundation. Definitely a building was here very long ago. There's all this rebar sticking out of concrete pillars. Look at that. All right, I'm not going to explore very far down in this hole, but there is a hole right here. See if I can fit through it. With this vest on, it's a little tight. All right, let's go down. Wow, there's a basement down here. That was really cool. So it looked like a crawl space with just a bunch of pipes and like maybe even some basement windows. As a matter of fact, you can kind of see one right there and then another one right there. So that was letting light into the basement there. Here's another really big foundation similar to the one that I was just exploring. Let's go back here. I want to see this. Back here, it looks like a whole bunch of red brick, concrete chunks, cinder blocks, you name it. Yeah, look at all this red brick scattered about. I am so happy the weather cooperated today. Since this is out in the open water, I wanted to come out here during a day where there was low wind, and today is the perfect day. The temperature is cooperating too, because 40 degrees with a dry suit on is really comfortable. Big blue barrel. Wow. Let me show you this. Back here, inside with all these concrete chunks. I'm trying to navigate this. There's some stairs right here. Pretty cool. And it looks like back here is an old foundation right here, going around this way, and there's those stairs. All right, we're working our way around to the north side of the island, and this reminds me so much of North Brother Island and South Brother Island. If you guys haven't seen those videos, you got to check them out. And actually, I wanted to mention, tomorrow I'm going to Hart Island. I got in on the official tour. Look at this. Skeleton. Probably a seagull. So I got in on the official tour through the lottery to go to Hart Island. So I'll be going there tomorrow. That's going to be really cool. I'm excited about that. I don't know if the bird flu is an issue out here with any of the wildlife, but I've seen several dead seagulls, and I feel like I've been seeing more of them in other places too. So I don't know if that bird flu is getting around. This is really cool. Look at all this foundation here. A pipe coming out of the ground straight ahead. If you guys couldn't tell, I get excited exploring places like this. I'm just having a blast. It's a beautiful day. And it is really peaceful out here today. All right, we're coming around the corner. There's a little manhole. But yeah, we're coming back around, and this is where I landed the kayak, and it's just sitting here waiting for us to get back. Some kind of sign back here on the ground. Hard to read. It's all crumpled up, folded over, and on the ground. It's interesting back here. There's a spot down here where there's a bunch of plastic bottles. Well, I'm in the middle of the island exploring, and the only thing I've really noticed are these red flags on certain trees. But other than that, it seems like everything with the foundations, old buildings, structures, things of that sort were on the outside, and we already saw them. So the clock is ticking, and I want to get over to Swinburne Island. So I'm going to go ahead and get the kayak ready, get my dry suit on, and we're going to paddle over to Swinburne Island. Yeah, it looks like we should be able to launch right down here. That's where we landed the kayak. Man, let me show you guys something I just noticed. Look at this. It's a deceased turtle. All right, and we are back out on the water. All right, so we are headed to Swinburne Island. That was so cool exploring Hoffman Island. right, so we're on the southwest side of Hoffman Island, and straight ahead of us is Swinburne Island, and we have a headwind as we paddle. I don't see any boat traffic around. We have this all to ourselves. The wind feels a little bit stronger than forecasted, but we are still safe in these conditions. Staten Island is looking pretty far behind me, but my plan on the way back is we'll go from Swinburne to Hoffman and then back to Staten Island. This way, in the middle, we at least have some land if I want to take a break at Hoffman for a minute. It's definitely a little more choppy out here in the open water. All right, we are approaching Swinburne Island, and I want to go to the right side, so we're slowly going to make our way around to the right side. And guys, this island is known to have some seals, and I'm already spotting some seals. I think they're feeding right here on the end of the island. There's one. They're popping their head up. All right, so I just saw 3. There's one off to the right. He just dove down. There's one directly straight ahead. He just dove down. I gotta be careful. I see some rocks sticking up out of the water right there. But Swinburne Island is to the left, and I can see remnants of structures on the island. That's so cool. But we need to find a spot that we can launch the kayak. Look at this right here. There's a seal sticking his head up right out of the water. They're all over the place. They are really curious of me. I've seen lots of seals. I have a seal video. Mostly I've seen them on Long Island. So this looks like it's probably an old makeshift area where there was a dock of sorts. But I think I saw a spot back to the left that I might try to land the kayak. It looked like it was protected from the wind, so we may go try to check that out, because there's a lot of currents moving past this island right now. So it would be good to get into that little cove where it's a bit protected. This main camera of mine is a super wide angle camera. Oh look, seal right there, sticking his head up. Wow. And he's still swimming next to us right over here. It's hard to see fine detail with this camera, so usually I pull out my other camera, and with these currents, he's just swimming right along with us right here. Couple back there. This is the amazing thing, is here we are in New York City. We're experiencing beautiful wildlife. Look at this guy right here. Wow, he's so close. How you doing, guy? Wow, that was incredible. Look at him. He's right there. He likes us. He wants to swim with us. All right, I'm gonna keep an eye out on the ground for anything sticking up. We're gonna go into this cove over here, and I think I'm gonna try to go into that corner. Yeah, there he is. He popped his head up again. Unbelievable. He's curious. We're just gonna come in here nice and easy. He just dove down. Yeah, this area straight ahead looks somewhat better protected. You know, technically, you're supposed to stay like, I believe it's 200 feet from the seals, but we're paddling in here and, you know, that guy literally is approaching us. I'm not trying to go near any seals. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, welcome to Swinburne Island. All right, guys, I pulled the kayak right out in this cove. Kayak is over there, and unfortunately, right in front of my kayak is a deceased deer. But right out here is where all the seals are swimming, and we are gonna go explore on this island. And this island is only 4 acres, so it's a lot smaller than Hoffman Island. All right, so we're gonna try to work our way through all this debris, all these concrete chunks. There's also red brick here. And it looks like this building is collapsed. You can see the roof over here. Kind of looks like some old steps over here. We're standing on the foundation, but you can see how there's like a lower level down there, like a basement. We're just walking on this foundation here. There's like the makeshift docks. And look at this. All right, I'm down in this one basement area, but I'm only going so far that I know that like this right here and any of that looks weak, we're not going to go into there, because that looks like it could definitely fall down. But this is incredible. I'm still walking a tightrope on this foundation. Verrazano Bridge way off in the distance. I think where we landed the kayak is about the north side of this island. And we're walking to the south side. Look at that. That looks so cool. Man, I'm so excited to be here. This is so interesting. Another foundation right there. Wow, look at that. Looks like part of a smokestack or something. Concrete chunks everywhere. Look at that chimney. It's like Stonehenge out here. That's the one I went down in on the other side. This is the one where everything collapsed. I am seeing a lot of nests, but it is not nesting season right now. You can see sections of this old square tile. Let's see what this is over here. A concrete foundation with some metal drums. That almost looks like a fire hydrant back there. That's exactly what it looks like to me, a fire hydrant. Just missing some parts. Trying not to bust my butt. A lot of this stuff is slippery. Here's that long tail of a section of the island here, like when you look on Google Maps. We're back to the cove. But this foundation is really cool. You can just see all the stonework. Guys, I want to give a trigger warning because in a few moments I'm going to pan down to the deer's head and I want to show the antlers, and also it's tagged with the number 2225. So if you don't want to see the deer's head, you can look away now. Yep. All right, I'm back. You can watch again if you turned away. But yeah, it's interesting that it's a tagged deer. So we'll have to see if there's some way to report that. Overall, the island doesn't have a lot of trash, but it has plenty. There's a cooler here. There's a marine cushion. plastic bottle, basketball, another black case. We have a helicopter going overhead right now. So yeah, there's definitely trash, but certainly not like Shooter's Island. Looks like there might have been an old sign right here. It's just a signpost. Way off in the distance, that way, guys, is the West Bank Lighthouse. I would like to kayak out to that lighthouse in the future. We're definitely not gonna head all the way out there today. There's one further out called the Romer Shoal Light, and that one is right over the New Jersey border. Man, I can't believe it, guys. I say this all the time, but it is so incredible to be in the middle of New York City and be in a spot that is just so peaceful and so quiet. It's incredible. And as I stand here, I can see those seals popping their heads out of the water. They are so beautiful. There's one right there. Incredible. There's another one out there. Wow. Beautiful nature right here in the big city. Guys, I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video with information on Hoffman and Swinburne Islands. There's so much more history, but I think it's so incredible to get out here and explore and see these two islands up close and personal. I'm gonna make my way back to the kayak, get my dry suit on. The conditions right now look amazing, and we're gonna paddle back to Staten Island. But we have a pretty good trip ahead of us because it's way off in the distance over that way. All right, and we are back on the water. What a beautiful afternoon this has turned out to be. So incredible. Look at this sun. This whole area out here, this is where the seals are swimming around. I got a few shots of them. They only come up for a few seconds. Then they go back under. But we are leaving Swinburne Island, and we're gonna try to head across this way straight to Hoffman Island, and then work our way to the left back to Staten Island. I tell you, being out here in the open water during this time of the day, it's my favorite. Just listening to the sound of my paddle going through the water, of the kayak gliding through the water. This is exactly the reason why I love kayaking. This has to be the most peaceful spot in New York City right now. Seal right behind me. He's just sitting right there behind me. I tell you, I can't believe it. These guys are following me out. It's really cool. They're escorting me to where I need to go to make sure I get there safely. We have some kind of large boat way off to the left. Maybe a large ferry type boat. Woohoo! He's kicking off a huge wave. So right here to the right is Hoffman Island. I have a helicopter going overhead. And we're gonna stay kind of close to Hoffman Island. Let that boat's wake dissipate a bit. Sea streak is what it's called. Clouds are unbelievable right now. Beautiful sunset. I do feel some interesting currents beneath me. Every once in a while I feel like the kayak's tracking a little odd because of the currents. Right here, look. Wow. Oh my goodness. I can't get over these close encounters with the seals. Holy. I'm flabbergasted. All right, well, Staten Island is probably 200 or 300 yards away. And I'm telling you, today was such a gift. Such a beautiful time in nature. So peaceful and so quiet. And I want to take this moment to thank you guys for watching 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did. And we will see you guys on the next one.